Howdy do, folks. Christian K9, Joshua Slater here with another video response. This one is to, just saw this guy, WJ Returns, and his video, 10 Reasons Why Indie Wrestling Sucks. Already, I'm so excited about this one. Okay, let's get right to it. You made 10 points. I'm going to go back and I'm going to revisit those 10 points and explain my opinion on them. So, shall we get started? Inexperienced wrestlers. When you say this, you need to realize if there were no indie fans, there would be no WWE. If there were no rookies, there would be no stars. And if there were no mistakes or people injured along the way, there would not be any great matches. If you don't want to watch rookies, more power to you, man. But if no one watches rookies, there's no future to wrestling, plain and simple. You don't want to watch it, fine, not a problem. If you don't want to, fine. But I'm just saying, you cannot knock someone else because they like indie wrestling. And maybe you're not doing that. Maybe you're just knocking indie wrestling itself. All I can say is if there wasn't that, you wouldn't have WWE, plain and simple. Washed up wrestlers. I'm gonna give this one to you. They are a plague on the indie scene, but sadly, can't hold a job to save their life. We all know the stories, you know. So, I don't care if they have matches or if they get work. I just won't watch them. If I know it's not going to be a good match, I'm not going to watch them. So that's simple. Veteran indie wrestlers, you're talking about guys that have been around for a long time in the indie scene, and they haven't moved up or anything like that. Because indie so because they're in the indies a while, according to you, they're fat, they have no talent, and because it's not because they are trying to start their own federations or because they love wrestling so much that they want to see good storylines done instead of the constant soap opera stuff, you know, or because they don't want to work 360 days a year. According to you, it's not that at all. It's because they're washed up, they're fat, and because they could never make it in WWE anyway. Listen to what you're saying, and then I want you to go look up, and I know you're probably not going to do this, but I dare you. I dare you to look these guys up. Chris Hero, Colt Cabana, Mike Quackenbush, and Claudio Castagnoli. The list can go on and on and on, but those four, I want you to check those four out. But I'm pretty sure you're not gonna. I mean, you really obviously don't care too much about wrestling's future at the moment. I hope you do. I hope you care. But we'll see what happens with that. Crowds of 10 people and terrible buildings. My simple reply is, so? You obviously like mainstream buildings more, and I think most people do. So what? Are you watching for the buildings or are you watching for the wrestling? It's a good question to ask. Then, as you put it, retarded crowd. Because WWE doesn't have retarded crowds, alright? Every wrestling event is going to attract stupid, idiotic, moronic, fat people. They're not everyone's like that, but you're always going to have that. It's the nature of the business, not just the indies. When it comes to indie storylines, I really like how you didn't give any real examples of something and just made something up out of the blue. If you really had any clue about the BDK storyline in Chikara right now, you'd realize that not just anyone can create a good story, but a great story can come from anywhere. Okay? Cheap indie promotion, or not promotions, promos. Cheap indie promos. You say that everyone in the indies can't cut a promo. That's pretty big generalization right there. Once again, I'm challenging you to look up some promos. Check out Mike Quackenbush, Kevin Steen, and Colt Cabana. And there are even more people who have insane promos. You know, people, I mean, honestly, they make people just roll in the aisles laughing, or they really get them pumped up. I mean, there are so many people that can do great promos that are rock-worthy and Austin-worthy, but they haven't gotten noticed yet for one reason or another. Or they flat out don't want to, which I've touched on too. And I know some guys who don't want to. Then we're going to go most matches suck in the indies. I'd say half of wrestling matches, period, suck. It's not just the indies, but if I had my choice between Undertaker versus Michaels in their prime, or Mike Quackenbush and Claudio Castagnoli, now, I'd definitely pick the second. Not only would I be seeing more innovation, more heart, and more entertainment, in my opinion, and value overall, but I'd be seeing the evolution of the wrestling business into its next generation. That's a big thing to me. I like seeing things move and change, and if you think the indies don't affect WWE, they do. They find storylines in the indies and they'll take them and run with them. If you don't believe me, just look at some of the stuff they took from ECW during its period. On to number 9, zero production. Once again, because you really watch WWE for the production. I mean, sure, it makes it easier to watch, it makes it more enjoyable, but do you really watch for the production? And if so, do you also eat a sandwich for the mayonnaise? It's a good question. Okay, YouTube indie fans, you're number 10, and most act this way. Most act as superior, they act elitist, and I agree. No one cares about what other people think anymore, and the idea that a fan is superior than another is just plain stupid. I don't think I'm superior than you as a fan, and I don't think that I'm... I do think, though, that I am more welcoming to see what wrestlers have to offer. That doesn't mean anything, it just means that I'm more welcoming. And, you know, I like to see what I can learn from them because I plan on wrestling one day too, and we'll see what happens. But I do not think that any fan is superior to another. Those are my responses. Fire back, if you will. Go right ahead. Anyone else watching? Comments below. Say what you think. Alright, I'll see you all next time. Bye.